Aloha, I'm Brian Campbell, and today I've got the best prompts to create Facebook engagement posts using ChatGPT. So if you're a coach or expert or service provider, or if you're selling anything on Facebook using organic marketing, then this is going to help you reach your audience. And this is the first in a series of videos where I'm going to show you how to do all of your Facebook posts using ChatGPT. So stay tuned to those other videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it. I'm going to start with this starter prompt, and you have those below. So just check the description or below this video, depending where you're viewing it. And we're going to start by telling ChatGPT who we are and what our purpose is. So I'm just going to come and paste the template into ChatGPT. In fact, I got to start a new chat. So start a new chat, paste it in there. Okay, now I'm going to be a fictional coach here. It's not what I actually do, but I'm going to say my name is Buddha Dharma. Okay, I am a law of attraction coach. Now, if you do this, you should obviously type in what you actually do. So I work with a lot of coaches, consultants, experts on Facebook for lead generation. So I'll just stick with something most of that crowd can understand. But if you design websites or help people in other ways, just say what it is that you do, what your title is. And then I help my audience. Now list the outcomes that you provide. So I'm just going to do a brief one here. You don't have to get too descriptive, but I'm just going to put something that a law of attraction coach may do. So I help my audience reach their full potential and create prosperity in their lives through guided visualization and NLP techniques. Okay, pretty standard stuff for what a law of attraction coach might do. And I'll add mindset work. Nothing really creative here, right? This is basic stuff. I haven't really given it the pizzazz. So if you have a better description of what you help your audience do, then use it. But I'm deliberately just doing sort of nothing extra special, but it's going to spit out something perfect for creating engagement posts on Facebook. So engagement posts are actually like a third to a half of the posts that you're going to need on Facebook, because you got to get your audience engaged. You got to have them talking, engaged in the conversation. That's about anywhere from 30 to 50% of your purpose. If you get the audience talking and it attracts new people, then you'll be able to post your other posts, which have call to actions for lead generation, booking calls, selling what you sell. So that will all come in other videos. Right now, our purpose is just to build that engagement. So now that I've said what I do, now I'm going to describe the audience a little bit. So this is where you describe your avatar, like who are the people that you're writing to. We're going to tell ChatGPT that so that it can customize and give us something very useful for what we do. So my audience, I'll say, is online entrepreneurs. Choosing that because I want people that have money, right? So you could say my audience is tired, frustrated, broke people. Well, that's not the audience that I want, right? My audience is online entrepreneurs that want to make an impact in the world while creating abundance and wealth in their business. Okay, so the more descriptive you are without overdoing it, this shouldn't be like a mega paragraph, but I provided some details there because I want ChatGPT to understand my purpose, right? And the core values of my audience, we could just list a few core values are, I'll say, integrity, heart-centeredness, authenticity. And I have to, heart contentedness. We'll do that for fun. Heart centeredness is actually one of them. Heart authenticity, and we'll say transparency. These are heart centered values from the communities that my people are in. So some heart-centered values. Obviously, the values of your community may be different, or your audience, and we'll put independence because that might be, and we'll add action taking action. That's another core value. Okay, so just a little broader than just the heart-centered values. Okay, so we've got some core values, and now we're just asked ChatGPT, do you understand? Okay, and in this sense, it's just going to basically repeat back what I said to it. It summarizes a little bit, but it just recapped it. But now it knows that, so that's important. Now we're going to go to the next prompt, and we're going to ask it this, and I'll copy it first, and then I'll explain what the prompt's doing. So now we're going to ask it, what are 7 deep desires that my audience is seeking and would be very interested in having an open conversation about on social media? So I'm asking ChatGPT, what are their desires that they'd want to talk about, right? So now it's going to go through and list 7. I recommend doing this 7 at a time because when I ran this prompt with 10, it starts to sometimes quit around 8 or 9 because we reach character limits. You can always ask for another 7 if you wanted to do more. But you'll see 7 posts here. That's like 7 days, right? That's a lot of engagement posts. So you do this a few times. You see this is only taking a couple minutes, and you have your great conversations. So I'm not going to read all of these because they're pretty good. But financial freedom, personal growth, entrepreneurship, impact, health and wellness, relationships, and time freedom. So yes, those are all things that a law of attraction coach's crowd would be interested in, okay, with a nice little summary. So now we're going to turn them into the engagement post with the next few prompts. So I'm going to copy this prompt and explain the purpose of it. So based on the deep desires that you've stated above, formulate 7 questions that would create an engaging conversation for my audience if I post them on social media. So now we're turning it into something useful. If you ask a question on Facebook, then people are going to want to respond to that question. Questions get more engagement than statements most of the time. So we want questions. So now it's going to create questions based on those 7 things above. And these questions are pretty good. What steps have you taken to achieve financial freedom, and what strategies have been most effective for you? What personal growth techniques have you found to be the most transformative and helpful in your journey towards self-improvement? And just look at this question. Now, remember, the avatar, the coach, the person that I told ChatGPT I was, is Buddha Dharma, law of attraction coach, using mindset and all this stuff. So when Buddha Dharma asks, what personal growth techniques have you found to be the most transformative and helpful in your journey towards self-improvement? That's calling to his whole audience, and look at the nature of that conversation, right? It's getting that audience to talk. It's not salesy. It's not pitchy. It's just creating a great discussion. And then here we go. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start their own business but doesn't know where to begin? Okay, little less great for that audience, but still a pretty good question. Now let's look at the next one. How do you incorporate making a positive impact into your business, and what actions have you taken to creating a meaningful change in your community? Keep in mind, this is just pulling from everything we've told it. Check this out. What health and wellness practice do you prioritize in your daily routine, and how have they improved your overall well-being? The purpose of this is to create engagement from that audience. And I mean, these are pretty spot on because this is going to open a wide discussion. What health and wellness practices do you prioritize in your daily routine? Some people will say, I do yoga every day. Others will say Qigong. Others will say meditation. Some people will say, well, I don't really have their daily routine, but I like to meditate when I can, right? How have they improved your overall well-being? This is like a gold mine. So if you're a law of attraction mindset coach, if you happen to be a guy like Buddha Dharma or a gal like Buddha Dharma, this is like perfect, right? So what are some of the most important qualities that you look for in your relationships? How do you cultivate healthy communication and boundaries? So you see, we're having a variety, but we're still speaking to the values and the audience. Now, let's make it even more over the top. Now, here's where we get into the territory of awesome Facebook engagement post. Okay. So this prompt here, it's going to be pretty awesome. So check this out. So for each of the 7 questions above, right? So we got the 7 deep desires, and then we formulated 7 questions. And this is just 7. I could ask it for 7 more, 7 more, 7 more. So to generate, if I wanted to post 3 of these every day on social media for the next month, I could do that in about 10 minutes. And I could generate twice as many as I need, because I could then sift through and pick my favorites. But here's the prompt. For each of the 7 questions above, formulate a statement that lists the following in order that I've listed them below. I'm just telling them to list them in order. A, it provides the solution to the question. So I'm telling ChatGPT to read the question and then provide a solution, right? We've asked the question, and you could directly ask these questions as post with nothing else. So keep the questions by themselves as one set of posts. But now we're actually having a deeper post here. We're building a post by first providing a solution to the question, and then we're going to demonstrate a life-changing consequence of implementing the solution. Because a great Facebook post is like, hey, here's a solution that's going to help you live a better life. Here's the life-changing consequence. So when you do that, you get this benefit. And then it restates the question. And we want to restate the question to open up a discussion. So when we run this, we're going to have amazing engagement posts for our audience. Like, you never have to write another one yourself again, because you have an abundant inventory of these to go through. Okay. So check this out. I'll read some I'll go up here and read some. So it's making the statement, it's providing the life-changing consequence, and then it's asking the question to create discussion. Now, obviously, when you format these for Facebook, you're going to break them up line by line into sentences. It's just giving you a chunk of a paragraph. But, another thing it'll do is say one solution to, and that's just something it does because it's trying to be like objective. So if you start seeing one solution to, you can just get rid of that. So I'll start reading here. Achieving financial freedom. You may need to correct the wording. It's not always perfect, but it's pretty good. Achieving financial freedom is to create multiple streams of passive income. By doing so, you can create a steady flow of income that requires minimal ongoing effort. Here's where I would break the paragraph and start the next sentence. The life-changing consequence. Again, it adds the life-changing consequence because I asked it to give it to me. You can just get rid of life-changing consequence. You might want to change that. Like I would actually start here. It can free up your time and give you the flexibility to pursue other interests and passions. So what steps are you taking to achieve financial freedom, and what strategies have been most effective for you? Let's do another one, because sometimes it kind of puts the labels. Like I asked it for solution to the question, life-changing consequence, restate the question. Sometimes it kind of obviously does that. Now check this one out. A powerful way to achieve personal growth is to practice gratitude and positive self-talk. By shifting your mindset to focus on the positive aspects of your life and yourself, and yourself's redundant, I can edit that out, you can improve your self-esteem and overall well-being. The life-changing consequence of this, now you might leave life-changing consequence in this one, but you don't want every post to say life-changing consequence. ChatGPT tends to do that because I asked for a list of that. So I would get rid of life-changing consequence of this, and I would just say this can lead to greater happiness and fulfillment in all areas of your life. What personal growth techniques have you found to be the most transformative and helpful in your journey towards self-improvement? So you're going to make these little edits. Here it did it with different words. One key to starting a successful business. Up here it said one solution. So it's writing it differently. You just want to get rid of some of that repetition. Is to identify a unique value proposition, sets you apart from competitors. By offering something that no one else does or is doing better, you can attract customers. Okay, so we have these really good little posts. They ask great questions at the end. But as you can see, I scroll through these. This one's just talking about financial freedom. I may or may not want to ask that one. Like, you might read this and say, well, that's not a perfect fit for my audience. It may be, it may not be. So you have to determine that. But the beautiful thing is, like, look, a powerful way to achieve personal growth. Okay, that really sounds like it's for my audience. One key to starting a successful business. Maybe that's what I want to talk about. Maybe not. I have the option of including that or not as a post. This one looks really good. A meaningful way to make it a positive impact is to align your business with a cause or mission you're passionate about. Okay, so I could go through all of these and maybe skip the one or two that are like too businessy and not mindset enoughy, that don't match my audience. But I have 7. I could always ask for 7 more. And let's massage this a little further. So now I can say this. Okay, so these were these were really good. These could be used as is. And just one little tip for you is you've got the 7 questions. You could use those 7 questions as posts by themselves. So that's 7. Now you have another 7, which is 14, because you'll post these on different days and people won't remember that you asked that question a week later when you're making this type of post. So now there's 14 potential posts. Now let's get 7 more from the same information. So please rewrite each of the statements above in a more personal and conversational tone. Let's make it friendlier. Let's make it, more like how we would say it. This one up here was good, but maybe it's a little clinical. So please rewrite each of the statements above in a more personal and conversational tone. Begin each statement with a summary of the solution and life-changing consequence, and end with a question that encourages a response from the reader. So now it's going to write those. Okay, so creating multiple streams of passive income can be a great solution for achieving financial freedom. This way you can make money without actively working all the time. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? We are not just talking to the mindset people, right? We're talking to people who are entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs want to make money without actively working all the time. By doing this, you'll have more time to pursue your passions and interests, and you create a more balanced lifestyle. What steps are you taking to achieve financial freedom, and what strategies work best for you? Great post right here. This is awesome, right? I mean, we can sit around all day long thinking of what could be better. But I mean, this for our audience is as good to create a discussion as most of the stuff we could spend most of our time thinking about. And the key is right here, like just looking at what that's going to do. Our purpose today in this video is to create engagement posts, right? So the whole purpose here is just to get our audience talking. And man, would this get our audience talking? I mean, I know for a fact that would get that audience talking, right? I've been posting stuff on Facebook for 15 years, and this is a great post for that. Practicing gratitude and positive self-talk can be a transformative solution for personal growth. That's a great headline. That audience is hooked. They want to keep reading. And then if we broke the sentence, by focusing on the positive aspects of your life and yourself, you can increase your self-esteem and overall well-being. Boom. They still want to keep reading. This can lead to greater happiness and fulfillment in your life, in all areas of your life. Here's what a lot of people miss when they write their posts. People say what to do, but they don't say what it does for you. That's why the prompt had the positive life-changing benefit, right? Because they miss that. It's real easy to miss that and write in your post. So we've given the benefit. This can lead to greater happiness and fulfillment in all areas of your life. So when someone reads that, they think, that's right. I want that. I need to do that. That's what they're thinking, right? And now we ask the question, what personal growth techniques have you found to be the most helpful and transformative in your own journey? And again, because we use the conversational tone, because we said to write it in a personal way, this is not salesy. This is not obvious. This is not like a question that is worded so if you answer it, I've got a program, or, it really is just an authentic discussion. And it all really goes back to how I formulated my statement. I told ChatGPT in the beginning who I was. So if there were different values, so maybe it wasn't a heart-centered audience. Maybe your values are completely different. Maybe it's Republican, guns, NRA. I don't know, right? That would be an entirely different situation. But, it's going to match because we've told it that. And I've told it who my audience is and like just a statement that describes who they are to the best of my ability. It's not the best statement in the world, but it describes who I wanted to reach, right? And the thing that every coach learns at some point is the I help people blank, 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 right? So I help my audience. You already have that figured out. So this will give you as many Facebook engagement posts as you ever want. But here's what to do with that next. So, we spend a lot of time on Facebook, like thinking about these posts, right? And now you've just seen you can create a month or two's worth of these posts and just have an abundant supply of them, right? Now, that's not all the posts you'll ever need, but just imagine now you don't have to spend time every day or once a week. You've got whatever inventory you want. You have this huge inventory. So when you notice that not many people are looking at your new posts, you can just post some of these, get a new conversation happen, get some more engagement so that the next time you make your other posts, people will read it. Well, guess what? ChatGPT can also be used to write all of your lead generation posts. So just looking at some notes on my Blackboard, the calls to actions that you care about. One, you want to have people download a lead magnet. We can have ChatGPT write those kind of posts. Two, book a call, right? Book a call, let's talk, I can help you. ChatGPT can write those type of posts just like it wrote these engagement posts, and it can actually write the call to action. Hey, if you'd like to book a call, leave a comment below, let me know. If you'd like to leave a call, send me a DM. And we can have as much variety as we have in here. And other things like promoting an event, like we're going to have this workshop on Thursday, like any call to action, anything you want people to do. If you want someone to message me for the details about my program, we can write unlimited number of those posts too. So in the video series here, I'm going to be showing you how to write all the Facebook posts that you'll ever need. And the real big tip I have for you here is you have to have clarity of purpose, right? Like if you don't know what you help people with or where you want people to go, if you don't okay, I'm not sure what to do on Facebook. Like if you don't say, go download my lead magnet, you don't capture the lead, right? So knowing that complete strategy is important. Now, good news, you're in luck if you don't know all of that. So you want to make sure you're on my email list where I'm teaching you this stuff. So you'll get the next video that shows you how to write that call to action post, and you'll get all this information. Because if you're just passing by and you watch this, you got the good tips, you're not going to learn how to put it all together. You're not going to learn how to tell ChatGPT what to give you. It can give you anything you ask it for, but knowing what to ask it for requires some experience, right? So I'll be teaching in my email. All you have to do is be on that email list. And in my podcast, I'm giving lots of tips of how to put all this together. And also, ChatGPT is such a revolutionary technology that, us humans need to learn how to come together and form a community, form a tribe. So there's also a link to check out the Live Media Tribe where we're putting our human minds together and using ChatGPT together. So you can build your audience, you can get all your clients, you can grow your communities, but you can also work together with other human beings in a community where we're all doing that. Because it's one thing to absorb this enormous power of ChatGPT for yourself, but it's another thing to have other like-minded people doing it with you. So you're going to want to check out the Live Media Tribe where you can actually come and be a part of it and have that guidance. I am going to be able to show you in the next couple weeks exactly how to tell ChatGPT what to give you for all the social media platforms you want to be on. So this is just eliminating about a third of your burden from Facebook. I'm going to give you other videos that will completely show you how to make all your Facebook posts in an hour for a month, right? You'll have all your Facebook posts. So now what do? I don't have to write Facebook posts. I just post them every day. I log in once or twice and just respond to the response it generated. Now I have all this free time. Well, guess what? You can use ChatGPT to do the same thing for LinkedIn. You can do the ChatGPT to make blog posts. You can do ChatGPT to write all your email sequences. And you can do all of that for a year in the next week or two. So then what do you do with all of your time? Well, that's where this creative community, because all of our time's freed, because we have unlimited content now, we can actually brainstorm the higher level ways, the deeper ways on how to use this technology to make the big impact, to reach more people globally. And I just got to tell you, this is the tip of the iceberg. So if you're just discovering ChatGPT and what it can do, buckle up. Come join me on the email list, listen to my podcast, and check out the Live Media Tribe, where we are working together as humans in a human network, which we see how powerful the computerized linked network is. But if there's a bunch of humans together using that power, it's unbelievable what we can accomplish. So stay tuned. Make sure you're watching my next video. Subscribe to my channel. Listen to that podcast. You're going to be learning stuff here that you won't hear anyone else. So I really look forward to sharing that with you. Aloha.